I know it's hard when the darkness shows, but on God I just ain't letting go. I'm saving all my bros from the far, from the lows. We gon' rise, break the chains, let the whole world know. From the pain we compose, new stories, new roads. No more guns, just the love. I'm saving all my bros.
Welcome to Saving All My Bros podcast, United We Rise. Today, we're doing a deep dive. We're looking closely at an organization tackling something incredibly tough, especially in Kansas City. That's the crisis of gun violence, the loss of young lives. Our focus, it's squarely on Saving All My Bros. We'll analyze their mission, their unique strategy, and the practical programs they're using to try and rewrite that story.
It's definitely a crucial dive. When you look at the source material, you really feel the weight of it. We're not just talking numbers here. It's about a culture under, immense pressure.
Yeah.
And Saving All My Bros, they frame it not just as, say, a crime problem,
Right.
but as personal, cultural, political, and importantly, as something that can be solved.
That idea of solvability, that seems key. It anchors their whole mission, doesn't it? They're not just managing a crisis, they want to prevent it. Foster a culture of peace instead.
Exactly. And their mission statement spells out how. Preventing gun violence by equipping young people, giving them conflict resolution skills, leadership opportunities, mentorship, and this is critical, consistent safe spaces.
And the vision behind that, it's big. They're aiming for a Kansas City where every single young person feels heard, feels safe, and feels empowered enough to choose peace. Not pain, not retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
But what really jumped out at me from the sources was their credibility. It feels different.
Absolutely. This isn't some detached theoretical outreach program. It's driven by lived experience. The sources are clear, the leadership, the board. They include survivors of violence or people who've lost loved ones, a brother, family members, even survivors of mass shootings.
That lived experience has to be critical. It just shifts the whole conversation, doesn't it? From academic theory to, urgent, relevant action right there on the ground.
It means they understand intimately. They get the trauma, the social triggers that keep this cycle going. They're not guessing what the community needs.
They are the community.
Precisely.
Okay, so let's unpack that strategy then. If they're aiming for a culture shift, not just reacting to incidents, how does that actually work on the ground? It sounds like a huge undertaking, moving beyond, awareness posters.
It is. It's a sophisticated strategy, really aiming for systemic change by transforming the culture. And their method, it seems to rest on 4 interconnected pillars. There's compelling storytelling, active youth leadership development, creating dedicated healing spaces, and then building strong community partnerships.
The storytelling part, that's where the lived experience really comes through, isn't it? Amplifying survivor voices. Taking it from abstract crime stats back to, human stories. Human potential.
Exactly. And the youth leadership piece.
Yeah.
That feels like the engine here. They're not just talking at young people.
No.
They're training them, training young ambassadors to lead peace efforts themselves, equipping them to mediate conflicts, often starting online, right? Where so much kicks off.
On social media.
And then take that leadership into their actual schools, their neighborhoods.
And I really appreciate that focus on healing spaces.
Yeah.
You can't build peace if people are still carrying so much trauma, right? The sources mention peace circles, creative events, art.
Yes. It acknowledges that the pain itself, if it's not addressed, just fuels the next tragedy.
Right. It has to be managed.
It does. And then thinking about how this scales up, those community partnerships are vital. This moves it beyond just their own group. The sources specifically mention collaborations with public health groups like Aim for Peace and established community organizations like Grandparents for Gun Safety.
That connection to broader groups like Aim for Peace, which often work within a public health framework, that's interesting. How do they balance that? Maintain their specific survivor-led focus while partnering with more established, sometimes systemic players?
That's a really good point. It's a balancing act for sure. What seems clear is their credibility comes from staying true to their core mission. Empowerment, practical skills, not getting caught up in, say, specific political alignments. Partnering gives them access, right? Wider resources, the expertise from public health models that view violence like an epidemic, something to be treated, understood, not just punished.
Okay.
So it broadens their reach. But that survivor leadership keeps the focus intensely personal, community-centered.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's shift to how they deliver all this. This is where it gets really interesting for me. The actual practical education part. They're bringing 4 distinct 12-week programs. right into schools and community centers.
Yeah, this is the curriculum of empowerment we talked about. It's designed to interrupt that cycle by tackling root causes, desperation, conflict. And these aren't just, feel-good workshops. They're skills-based. Toolkits for life.
Okay, number one makes sense. Conflict resolution. They call it United We Rise Peacefully. That's the direct skill, isn't it? Teaching kids how to de-escalate, not escalate.
Exactly. But then look where they go next. It tells you a lot about how they see the problem systemically. Financial literacy.
Financial literacy. Okay, connect that for me. How does teaching a teenager about budgeting help prevent gun violence? Seems like a jump.
Well, think about it. Economic despair, right? Feeling like there are no options, no path forward. That often drives desperate choices, risky choices.
Yeah, okay. Stress, instability.
Huge drivers. So by giving them the knowledge to manage money, to plan, you're replacing some of that immediate desperation with, hopefully, a sense of future, structure, hope.
Yeah. Okay, I see that. And that leads right into the third one then.
It does. Number 3, entrepreneurship and ownership. This isn't just about getting a job someone else provides. It's about building something yourself. Pathways to economic self-sufficiency, creating a vision for your future. It's about agency, teaching young people they can actually shape their economic destiny.
That idea of ownership, control over your own life path, that's incredibly powerful. It shifts the whole narrative, doesn't it? Away from limited options and towards, creation, possibility.
Exactly. And then number 4 ties it all together. Health and wellness. You can't ignore the mental and emotional toll, the trauma.
Right.
You can teach someone conflict resolution skills, but if their mental health is shot because of fear, grief, those skills might not land or stick. So this program tackles resilience, mental health awareness, just overall well-being.
What really strikes me here is how practical it all sounds. The sources emphasize these sessions are interactive, focused on real teen challenges. Like you said, social media drama, but also real anxiety, real money stress.
Meeting them where they are, online and offline.
It feels very grounded.
And to make sure it's not just a one-off thing, they anchor it. There's a consistent, safe place to gather. That weekly hub, every Thursday night, Milestone Youth Center. They run these empowering workshops on leadership, on peace. That consistency, week after week, that builds trust. That's how you start shifting culture, slowly but surely.
Maintaining those spaces, though, that weekly commitment, housing the workshops, mentoring, it takes a lot of effort and resource. Which brings us right back to how essential community support is for you, the listener. This kind of movement needs active participation to grow, to reach more young people beyond just one center in Kansas City. So if this resonates with you, if you feel like you want to be part of this vital work, we really encourage you. Visit savingallmybros.org. That's savingallmybros.org. Go there, learn more about how you can contribute. You can also follow them on social media. They're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And there are different ways to help. They rely on donations, of course, but also people volunteering their time, maybe the professional expertise in some of these areas we just talked about, or even just sharing their content. Spreading the word helps amplify the message, amplify the impact.
And when we analyze that mechanism of change, it really comes back to that core philosophy they operate on. Culture drives policy.
Yeah.
Saving All My Bros seem to understand that while, yes, external policies matter, they often come after the fact, they react to violence. But to really change outcomes for a whole generation, you have to change the operating system, the culture, how young people think about conflict, about opportunity, about their own futures.
So when you build in those foundational skills, how to resolve conflict peacefully, how to manage finances, look after your health, feel a sense of ownership, you're building resilience. And that's maybe more powerful than any external rule or policy alone. This whole approach, rooted in that survivor wisdom, is clearly intended to shift the community's story away from inevitable despair towards achievable empowerment.
That focus on entrepreneurship and financial literacy is particularly interesting, isn't it? Because it directly challenges a narrow view of violence prevention. It says, hey, maybe violence isn't just a moral issue. Maybe it's also a consequence of, being abandoned by the system, economically, socially. So by filling that gap with practical skills, with opportunity, you're actually changing the landscape, the cultural soil, if you will.
And that cultural shift, it really does depend on community investment. Not just money, but time and talent too. The sources are specific about what's needed. They need volunteers, people who can share their skills in those 12-week sessions. Maybe you're good with finance or wellness coaching. They need parents, mentors, community members to bring teens to those Thursday sessions, to future workshops.
Every bit counts. Every share online, every conversation started, every hour volunteered. It all contributes to building a safer Kansas City. It really is a decentralized strategy for tackling a huge systemic problem. And the ultimate goal here, the big takeaway, it's that ambition to help rewrite the story of gun violence. One voice, one school, one block at a time. It recognizes that huge generational change happens through thousands of individual acts of connection, mentorship, and empowerment.
It really is an impressive model for community intervention, moving way beyond just awareness, providing tangible skills, real education, and all grounded in that crucial lived experience. The path to peace they're mapping out, it seems paved with practical skills, powered by survivor wisdom and sustained by relentless community support, guiding young people away from pain towards empowerment, towards ownership. So one last reminder before we wrap up, please do visit savingallmybros.org. See how you can get involved. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Join the movement, share their message. Every little bit helps build momentum. In a world divided, let's keep building a world of unity and understanding and lead by example. I thank you all for listening to the Saving All My Bros podcast. United we rise.
Yeah. This one's for the lost ones, the fallen soldiers. We gotta rise above, we gotta lift each other. Listen, I came from the block where the sirens cry, another mother's tears in the midnight sky. We was raised on a hustle, raised on the pain, but the code of survival still runs in our veins. Every corner got a ghost, every story got a name. They told us pull triggers just to carve out fame, but the wisdom of the elders said live not bleed. So I'm planting these words like I'm sowing new seeds. I know it's hard when the darkness shows, but on God I just ain't letting go. I'm saving all my bros from the far, from the lows. We gon' rise, break the chains, let the whole world know. From the pain we compose, new stories, new roads. No more guns, just the love. I'm saving all my bros. I'm saving all my bros from the fire, from the lows. We gon' rise, break the chains, let the whole world know. From the pain we compose, new stories, new roads. No more guns, just the love. I'm saving all my bros. System wanna break us, pit brother against brother, but I see a king in your face, not another. We've been trapped in illusions, raised in confusion. Time to break cycles, time for revolution. I spit for the youth with a dream in their chest, for the ones on the block who just wanted their rest. We can flip this script, turn struggle to pride. You ain't gotta pick a weapon just to show you alive. Put the guns down, let's rewrite fate. We too strong to let hate dictate. If love is the weapon, then we aim for the soul. It's redemption, it's healing, it's making us whole. I'm saving all my bros from the far, from the lows. We gon' rise, break the chains, let the whole world know. From the pain we compose, new stories, new roads. No more guns, just the love. I'm saving all my bros. Yeah, we saving each other. It's the motto, it's the code. Love is stronger than the trigger. Forever saving all my